As a result of growing environmental awareness and concern over climate change, green building development is gaining ground in the construction industry, and sustainable construction is gradually spreading throughout the world. Because there is not a suitable project management structure for such projects, building green structures still faces difficulties. Before presenting some solutions, we try to identify the typical challenges faced when managing green building projects in our videos. The results demonstrate that although managing the construction of green buildings is most difficult due to project costs, the construction industry is not lacking in sustainable knowledge. To address the cost-related issue, the scope of government incentives needs to be broadened to include the use of eco-friendly products and technologies. To overcome obstacles and perhaps even encourage the use of sustainable building practices in future projects, a project management framework for the development of green buildings should be created. In many developed nations, a sizable portion of the available energy is used by buildings. According to estimates, the energy used by commercial and residential buildings together accounts for 20 to 40% of the world's energy use. Furthermore, these concepts are beginning to become more well-liked. Buildings consume a lot of energy, but they also have a big impact on climate change, because they release a lot of harmful carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Due to the use of toxic materials and numerous other destructive processes, the act of building also contributes to a wide range of additional environmental problems, such as air and water pollution. It is obvious that the building construction industry might harm the environment. Prefabrication is being used more frequently in the construction industry, because it can reduce some of the environmental costs associated with conventional construction. Additionally, the building and construction industries from many regions have adopted green measures to lessen the harm done to the environment as awareness of the negative effects has grown. A few examples include switching to green technologies like daylighting and solar power in place of electricity, as well as adopting habits like waste reduction, water conservation, and the use of recycled materials in building projects. Numerous wealthy nations have enacted legislation requiring green building practices. According to the Energy Performance of Buildings Directive, EPBD, which was adopted in 2009, all buildings in the European Union, EU, must adhere to a minimum energy performance level and be energy certified by the year 2006. Additionally, the US has green building laws that mandate that leadership in energy and environmental design, LEED, standards be followed during building construction. In order to radically transform the way the built environment in the UK is planned, designed, built, maintained and operated, the UK Green Building Council, UKGBC, a membership organisation founded in 2007, was established. This law requires all new construction and renovations to meet a minimum standard for environmental sustainability. Governmental mandates and public pressure have led to an increase in the number of public and private developers choosing green and sustainable development. The traditional project management techniques used in building construction may be outdated when it comes to managing a green construction project. The emergence of green buildings led to the creation of green construction project management. The foundation for the development of green buildings is provided by sustainable building practices, which address the ecological, social, and economic concerns of a building in the context of its community. In order to have as little of an impact on the environment as possible, these buildings are planned and constructed to use less energy and resources than conventional ones. The number of buildings with the Green Mark certification has increased. As the advantages of building greener have become more obvious, more developers have begun to go green and have made commitments to obtaining Green Mark certification. Along with an increase in interest in the project management techniques used to create them, the significance of green building has grown. Therefore, the specific goals of our evaluations are to 1. Look into the issues that project managers frequently run into when planning and creating green buildings. 2. Offer workable suggestions to enhance the existing green construction project management methods, enabling a wider adoption of green buildings. The aforementioned objectives are being pursued, and reviews are also being done. The term, green building, has many different meanings, and there are many different perspectives on what constitutes a green building. A building is considered to be green if it satisfies the required building performance standards while minimizing harm to local, regional, and global ecosystems and enhancing their efficiency both during and after construction and for the duration of its intended use. In some developing nations, a building is deemed green when it satisfies the Green Mark scheme's requirements, which include being both energy and water efficient, environmentally sustainable, having a minimum standard of indoor environmental quality, and having green features. A green building is essentially any building that uses little energy and resources and has little impact on the environment, despite the fact that the term has many definitions. The terms green building and sustainable building are occasionally used interchangeably and are frequently mentioned together. Sustainable construction focuses on a building's ecological, social, and economic components in relation to its surroundings. In light of this, green building, which is sometimes referred to as a subset of sustainable construction, could be seen as a step towards sustainable development, defined as being able to satisfy current needs without endangering those of future generations. To sum up, Consumer Trading Organization Limited will keep assessing and hosting new concepts.